President William Ruto has launched the Shirika plan, a landmark program that integrates refugees and the host communities in Kenya. The Shirika plan aims to promote socio-economic inclusion of refugees in the country by transforming camps into integrated settlements for both refugees and asylum seekers. Centered on human rights, the Shirika plan will also nurture burden sharing, resilience and shared prosperity amid donor fatigue and global diminishing humanitarian support. NTV's Margaret Kimathi with the details.
The Shirika plan is a multi-year initiative aimed at transforming refugee camps in Turkana and Garissa into integrated settlements, ultimately establishing 2 new cities in Kakuma and Dadaab. Kenya has upheld an open-door asylum policy, hosting over 700,000 refugees and asylum seekers, primarily from Somalia, South Sudan and Democratic Republic of Congo, due to ongoing regional conflicts.
This plan also sets out the government's strategy to guide reform to policy and regulatory frameworks, including the Refugee Act of 2021, the adoption of the Comprehensive Refugee Response Framework, the inclusion of refugees in county development plans, and their integration into public education, healthcare, and financial systems.
Speaking at State House, Nairobi on Friday during the launch of the plan, President Ruto said Kenya and partners have undertaken various initiatives to improve conditions for refugee and host communities. However, President Ruto cautioned that the plan should not be construed to mean that Kenya could ever be a dumping ground for refugees.
This is not to say that we must make it the norm for people to export others from their countries as refugees. I think that's not what we are saying. And in fact, as a country, we are deploying all the assets that we have to contain instability in different parts of our region.
Kenya, Mr. President, is showing the world that a story of cooperation, inclusion, and hope is not only possible, but also necessary and of advantage to all.
Governors Jeremiah Lomurukai of Turkana and Nadhif Jama of Garissa say they would launch awareness programs so that the residents embrace the initiative. Despite its innovative approach, the plan faces significant questions regarding its feasibility and implementation. Garissa and Turkana host the 2 biggest refugee camps in Kenya.
I think the only small impediment is how we are going to implement it down there at our counties or communities. There is an element of dissatisfaction from the ground, the professionals, the key stakeholders.
The ground wants to be clear on how the host community, which has indeed sacrificed for many, many years, how they will be compensated, how they will benefit from this plan.
To guarantee the best chance of fully actualizing the promise of Shirika, President Ruto called on partners in development and humanitarian response, international financial institutions and other organizations to enhance their contribution to the partnership. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.